So you've got part 2 done, and now you're on to part 3. And here's the goal with part 3. What we're going to try to do is we have the first layer done here, okay? The green's done and the first layer is done. Step 3, what we're going to try to do is finish the second layer. So really there's only 4 pieces that we need to put in. And I like to flip the green so it's on the bottom now. So I'm looking at it like this. I need to get this piece to be yellow-orange. Okay, I need this piece to be orange-white. I want this piece to be white-red, right here, white-red. And then I want this piece to be red-yellow. Okay, so none of them are where they should be, and that's okay. Now, let me say this. I think step 3 is actually one of the hardest steps when you're solving a 3x3 Rubik's Cube, okay? This is where, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give you some notation, some really ugly notation, okay? So let's go over the notation first, and then I will show you how to do it. And let me just show you really quickly. This isn't that hard, okay? It's an 8-step algorithm, okay? And all you're going to do is apply your 8-step algorithm, and you're going to be able to get these pieces in here. Let me see if I can do another one real quick for you, okay? So this piece right here is going to go right here. And don't freak out. I'm just trying to show you it is not that hard, and it doesn't take that long. And I can do it even while I'm talking, okay? So I've got that one in and that one in, okay? Now, let's talk about notation. And by notation, I just mean there are certain ways that we talk about turning the cube, okay? So there are different faces on the cube, okay? If you're looking at the cube like this, we have our upper face, okay? This is our upper face here, okay? We have our right face right here, okay? We have our front face, which is this one, because it's on the front. I know, it's crazy how they come up with these names. The left face is this one right here. And then the down face, we say down instead of bottom, okay? So the down D is right here, and then the back face is here. Now on the 3x3, you are not going to need the back or the down face. You're only going to need the right, upper, front, and left, okay? Now if you do the 4x4, or if you look on maybe different methods for solving the 3x3, you'll have to know the back, you know, the back and the down face. But for this one, you only need the 4 faces that I mentioned: the right, upper, front, and left, okay? So let's talk about notation, okay? And this is actually pretty simple once you get it. It's just a little weird learning something new for the first time, okay? So there's 2 ways you can turn the upper face, okay? You can turn it this way, okay? We'll call this clockwise, okay? Because that's the way the hands on the clock spin, okay? You can turn it this way, clockwise, or you can turn it counterclockwise, okay? So here's our notation that we will make for this, okay? And you should write this down, okay? If we turn it clockwise, I'm going to write that as U, just the letter U, okay? If I turn it counterclockwise, my notation for that is going to be U prime, U with a little apostrophe, okay? So if we turn it this way, maybe you can draw this too. I find that drawing it helps sometimes too. U is going to be a clockwise turn, 1 clockwise turn of U, okay? And then U prime will be a counterclockwise turn, just 1 turn. So this would be U prime, and this would be U, okay? Now, what do you think U2 means, okay? All it means is I'm going to turn the upper face twice, okay? So if I say U2, I'm going to turn it clockwise twice, okay? What about R? So R means you're going to take the right face here, and you're going to turn it clockwise, okay? So R, 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 okay? R prime, you guessed it, is going to be a counterclockwise turn of the right face. So R prime, R prime, R prime, okay? So R means right face clockwise, and R prime means right face counterclockwise, just 1 turn, okay? R2, so if I write an R with a 2 after it, that just means do R 2 times. Okay, so R 2 times. The front face, so F, if I write F, that means you're going to take the front face and you're just going to do a clockwise rotation with it. Okay, F, F, F. So F is clockwise. F prime means front face counterclockwise. Okay, and then L means I'm going to take the left hand side. Okay, and now this one's a little tricky. Okay, if you look online, they're going to tell you that L clockwise is going to be this way. Okay, now it just depends on how you look at L. Okay, if you're looking at L this way, like it's back there, then it would be different. But the way that Rubik's Cube solvers want you to look at L is to go ahead and take the cube, turn at it, look at it like this, and say, okay, if it's clockwise, then it's moving this way. Okay, so if we go back to where we were, this is L. Okay, so L means I'm going to take my L face clockwise as if I was looking directly at it. Okay, so here's my L face, and it's going clockwise. And then L prime will be counterclockwise. Okay, so it'll be this way. And then again, L2 means I'm just going to go L2 would be clockwise twice for L. Okay, L2. Okay, and that's what you need to know for notation for the Rubik's Cube. Okay, and we're going to use that for the rest of the steps. Unfortunately, you kind of have to know it, and it makes solving the cube a lot easier. Okay, so let's talk about step 3 now that we have notation. Okay, now here's the goal in step 3. You're looking for these pieces, so we're looking for the orange yellow edge piece, and then over here we're looking for the red yellow edge piece. Okay, so unfortunately the red yellow piece is lodged in here. We'll talk about that later as a specific example. But okay, so let's look at this. Maybe yours is up here too on your cube. Okay, so here's the orange white piece. Okay, and the orange white piece really I want to get right here. Now, what if you just brought it over and then you brought it down like that? Well, your orange white piece is in there, but the problem is, like always with the Rubik's Cube, it totally goofed up your green. Okay, so we can't just take it up and bring it in there. Okay, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to apply our 8-step algorithm once we get to this point. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to bring your piece over and you want to line up your orange so that there's an orange T here. Okay, and the white is set to go right here. Okay, so if this was orange and yellow right here, like if this was orange yellow, you would not want to drop that piece in here. You would want to take the orange yellow piece and drop it right here, which it's already in there, but you get the point. Okay, now here's something interesting. There are actually 2 possibilities for this. Okay, your T could be on the left like this, or sometimes you might have your T. Let me see if I can make an example real quick here for this. So on our orange white, you see how the T is on the left here? So we have the orange T, and then the white piece is ready to drop here, and the T is on the left, the upside down T is on the left. Okay, that's one case. Or you might have so see how I have the red white piece here ready to drop in right here? See how I have a upside down red T here, and I just have my white. I don't have a fully formed T here on the white. The T on the right is my second case. Okay, so this is where it gets a little confusing, and this is why I think this is the hardest step on the cube. If you can do step 3, you can solve the rest of the cube. You shouldn't have a problem. Okay, the rest of it I think is fairly easy and straightforward. Okay, now so let's talk about this. If the T is on the right, okay, here's the sequence you need to perform, and you need to write this down and just practice this. Okay, so I'm gonna do the sequence here, and then I'm gonna tell you what it is, and I want you to write it down as I say it, and then if you need to go back and replay it, you can do that. Okay, here's the sequence. You ready? You're going to go, see if I can remember it. U prime, F prime, U, F, U, R, U prime, R prime. Okay? So I'll actually say that again for you. And what's going to happen is it's going to dislodge this piece, but that's okay. Okay, so it's going to be U prime, F prime, U, F, U, R, U prime, R prime. Okay? And that will get that piece out of there for you. Or in there for you, depending on how you look at it. Okay, let's talk about if we have, let's talk about if we have the T on the left. All right, let me see if I, okay. So that was if you have the T on the right. Okay, make sure you make a note of this on your paper. Now, what if the T is on the left? So see how I have the orange upside down T lined up there and the white piece is ready to go in here? If the T is on the left, here's your sequence. You ready? Write this down. It's going to be U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. Okay? And really all you have to do is practice that a bunch, and then you will actually, your muscles will actually memorize that if you do it enough times. I'd say if you practice with it for maybe half an hour to an hour, you should be able to, your muscles will just memorize it. You don't, it really is amazing how quickly your brain can memorize this stuff. Again, like I said, I teach math, and I had one of my sophomore students, he was able to memorize this whole thing in a day or two. And I was just showing him, you know, during lunch and after school how to do it. Okay? So here, we'll just do another one here. So see how I have the red T on the right, and we want to get this one in here. So I'm going to apply my algorithm, which if you look on your paper is U prime, F prime, U, F, U, R, U prime, R prime. Okay? I said that really fast, but there it is. Okay? So it went in there. Now, what if you're in a situation, so sometimes you'll have a, let me solve this last one for you, and then I'll talk about a specific situation that you might have on your cube. Okay, so T on the left, it's going to be U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. Okay? And this is what your cube should look like when the second layer is all done. You should have the green, and you should have this entire second layer done. Okay? And this is awesome. We're getting close to being done. Now, what if you might have a really weird situation on your cube, and you say, well, that's cool that these algorithms you have are in here, but what if none of my pieces that I want are up here in this layer to bring down? Okay? And that does happen sometimes, and that can be a little frustrating. Okay? So let's say you're in a situation where you're looking for your, like, you're like, okay, so my orange-white piece needs to go here. Where's my orange-white piece? And you start looking on the top layer, and you say, okay, it's not there, it's not there, it's not there, it's not there. Where's the orange-white piece? And then you look over, and you're like, oh, crap, it's over here. And the problem is that both of these are in here. And then you're like, well, crap, what do I do? What you have to do is just apply your algorithm. You can do the T on the left or on the right, it doesn't matter. What you're going to do is apply the algorithm I just showed you, and what it's going to do is it's going to bring one of these pieces down, and it's going to dislodge this one. Then you can bring the red-white one over to here and drop it in there, okay? So it doesn't, I mean, both of these pieces are garbage because they're blue, okay? Obviously I don't want a blue one here. Blue is this layer, okay? So I want all my blue to be up here. So let's just pretend that our T is on the left here and apply our algorithm, which you're going to memorize. And that brought this piece down here, and then what it did was it freed up my white-red piece, which I can now bring my white-red piece down. Okay, so the T is on the left, so I'll apply the algorithm there for that one. Okay, that brings my white red in, and notice when I brought my white red in, it dislodged my orange white piece, which means I can now bring my orange white piece down over here by applying that 8-step algorithm. That's the only special case that I can think of that's a little weird. You might have a weird case where maybe your edge is in there, but it's backwards like that. So you've got the white and red; they just need to be switched. It's the same thing. So just pretend like your T's on the left here. Bring this piece down, dislodge this one. Okay, and then so here's our white red. Okay, make sure you don't do it over here. Okay, there's not a T here. The T has to be with the white, okay? And then we're going to apply our algorithm, and we'll get that piece to drop in there just fine, okay? So that is part 3. Maybe I went a little too fast. If I did, I'm sorry. Go ahead and leave questions in the comment section, and I will try to answer those the best I can, okay? But that is part 3, and once you are done with part 3, you are well on your way. So, good luck.